Hello, fantastic first graders, and we are back for a new week here in math. And we have 2 days where we're still going to be on the computers, and then hopefully we'll get to see each other in person on Wednesday. So even if you're thinking, well, Miss Fauner, I'm not in your class, I will still get to see you in the hallway and give you a good wave, because I know that everybody in first grade has been working extra hard to complete their math tasks. So thank you so much for doing that. Let's take a look at what we're going to do today. So today is Monday, August 31st, 2020. And you should be able to recognize how many dots are in that 10 frame. We practiced that before. And you should also be able to draw a group of items like a 10 frame. So it's going to be really important today that you have your board and marker, or if you don't have your board and marker, that you have a notebook and pencil so you can participate. Remember, in order to make our brains grow, we have to give it some exercise. And in order to give it exercise, we have to participate in our math lesson. So get your materials ready, get your brain ready, and we're going to go ahead and start our math lesson for the day. If you need a second to get things, hit pause, and then join me in a second. All right, here we go. So just as a reminder, if we are filling a 10 frame, how many dots are we going to have? 10, right? We'll have 10 dots if we fill that whole 10 frame. The name kind of gives us a clue. Now let's think about, what if we only have dots on the top? How many dots are just on the top of a 10 frame? 5, you're right, high five it. So sometimes when we're thinking of what number is represented in that 10 frame, our brain can count each little dot, or our brain might say 5 and then just count on 6, 7. So those are two different strategies you can use. For today, if you see a 10 frame pop up on your board, you're going to write the number that would match the 10 frame. If you see a number pop up, your job is to draw the circles to fill the 10 frame. And I want to give you a quick reminder about how you're going to draw them. So when we are filling our 10 frame, we want to make sure we fill the top row first. So if I have a number like 7, I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have to go down to the next row. 6, 7. So I don't want a whole long string of 7 circles. I want to stop at 5 and then jump back down. So today, if you get a number that's larger than 5, you're going to have to jump down to that second row when you're drawing it. All right. Marker should be in hand. You've got your board ready. Your brain is warmed up. You know what to do. So if you see a bunch of dots, you are going to write the number. When you see a number, you are going to draw the dots. Are you ready? Thumbs up if you're ready. Thumbs up. All right, here we go. What number of dots do we have there? Okay, show me your board. Right, we have 6. Now you could have said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. And drawn the number 6. Or like we talked about earlier, you might have said, oh, there's 5 because she filled the top. 5, 6, and just count it on. All right, erase your board. Here's our next one. How many dots are in the 10 frame? Show me your board. You got it. There are 3 dots in that 10 frame. 1, 2, 3. All right, erase your board. Here's our next one. You have to draw the dots. Remember, you can only have 5 on the top, and then you have to jump down to the next row. 1, 2, 3, let me see. All right, some of you remembered. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have to finish down here. 6, 7, 8. That's what my board should look like when I'm making 8. All right, erase your board. Ready for our next one? Here we go. One, two, three. Let me see what number you wrote. Good, 5. Now this one looks a little bit different. Remember yesterday we did a couple levels of looking at 10 frames? This one's more like our number rack, because you might be thinking, well, Miss Fonner, if there's 5, these should all be filled in. And most of the time we see it that way. But this is like our number rack where it's showing us another way to build 5. It's showing us 3 and 2 more is also 5. Erase your board. Ready? Draw that number. Okay, what number is this? 7. So here we go. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we stop at the 5 and go down to the next row to make 7. Erase your board. Here's our next one. Build that number. One, two, three, let me see. All right. So your board should have 1, 2, 3, 4 circles going across. Erase your board. How many dots do you see in the 10 frame? One, two, three, let me see. Let's take a look. We can count each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops. Or some of your brains might have said 5, 6, 7, 8. Or, and I'm thinking some of you might have done this, you might have said, oh, there's 2 missing. I know that 2 less than 10 is 8. Maybe your brain was thinking that hard. All right, erase your board. Let's see the number 10 using your circles. All right. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have a complete 10 frame filled in. 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom, because 5 plus 5 makes 10. All right, erase your board. One, two, three, let me see. You got it, 3. And this is also showing kind of like the number rack way, where we have some on the top and some on the bottom. So we know that 1 and 2 more make 3. All right, erase your board. How many do you see there? That should be a quick one. How many? High five it. There are 5. That top row is all filled in, and we know when the whole row on the top is filled in, there are 5 dots. We can double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, erase your board. We're getting close to the end. Show me 6. Now, are we going to have to build a second row when we make 6? Yeah, because we have 5 on the top, and then we know one more makes 6. You got it. Erase your board. How many do you see here? Show me. 10. Give me 10. Right? When the whole 10 frame is filled in, we know that there are 10 dots. That's why it's called a 10 frame. All right. Go ahead and erase your board and turn your listening ears on. Today it's a little bit different for our assignment. So on Friday, you were able to kind of experience some IXL, and you were doing a 10 frame count activity. Today you're going to have 2 activities in IXL. They're starred for you so you know which ones to go to, but I also put the name of them on here just in case you forget or something went wrong with your IXL and they don't have a star next to them. You're going to work on A.3, and this is under first grade because you're first graders. A counting review up to 20. So you're going to see some different groups of items. Sometimes it's going to be in a 10 frame, sometimes it's not, but you're going to just be practicing the counting of it all the way up to 20. So some of you will notice 5, 6, 7, 8. Some of you might have to count each item, but your job is to complete that whole lesson, A.3 on counting review up to 20. Let me show you what it looks like. Should show me. Hold on one second. There we go. It's taking a little bit of time. So again, it's going to look kind of like this. This is our 10 frame. If you need somebody to read it to you, you can press the microphone.
How many hearts are on the frame?
So we're going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to type your answer into your box, and it will tell us if we got it right or wrong. If you need to hear the next one,
how many triangles are on the frame?
again, you're going to click your answer in here and hit submit. So you're finishing the whole lesson of A.3 accounting review up to 20. Then the second part is skip counting. Now I know that some of you are thinking, man, Miss Fonner, when I had to count by 2s or when I had to count by 5s, there were some that were really tricky for me. That's okay. We practice skip counting by 2s and 5s a lot when we are in first grade. Right now we're trying to kind of get your brain used to some of these things, to get it starting to think about what you have to do as a first grade mathematician. So if it's hard, that just means we have more room to improve. All right, so your other lesson, you're going to count the skates by 2s. If you need to listen, you can press this button.
Count the skates by 2s.
And then down here.
How many skates are there?
Now, some of you might think, but I can't count by 2s. Okay, remember we talked about whispering that other one, so you might say 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we start with a whisper with number 1. Or you might go, 2, 4, 6, 8. You'll type in your answer. Great job. All right, how many ribbons are there? Again, you can count by 1s, but I want your brain to start practicing counting by 2s. All right, so those are your lessons for today. Now here's the deal. All of your teachers can see when you finish those lessons, but we still want you to go back into your Google Classroom and click Mark as Done. So you're going to do your counting to 20, you're going to do your counting by 2s, and then you're going to go back to that Google Classroom where you watched this video, and you're going to click the green box that says Mark as Done once you've finished your IXL lessons. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. We got our brains ready for those 10 frames, how to figure out how many dots are there, and also how to draw them when we see a number. Practice counting by twos, practice counting up to 20, and you will be ready to go for tomorrow's math lesson. Bye-bye.